Hello everyone and welcome back to UE5 BP Guru. It's not really a tutorial today, it's more just kind of like an informational kind of video. Something a little bit different for this channel, but there's been kind of a new announcement from Unreal Engine about 5 hours ago. And that is UE 5.3 preview is now available. I don't even know what to say. I mean, it was about November time we had UE 5.1 released, and that was pretty good. It was a massive update. We were given a lot of new kind of things to play with. They completely revamped inputs, and there was like Lumen and Nanite updates and all sorts of crazy things released in 5.1. And then we had 5.2 in May, and, you know, again, it was a few kind of sort of different updates that we wouldn't really use on a day-to-day basis with our projects unless you were doing something sort of in particular, but it wasn't a very welcome update. Let's put it that way. It wasn't a very welcome update. And here we are in July, 2 months later, and here is 5.3 preview. Now, it's not a full release. It is the preview, so don't expect it to be fully working. I'm not downloading it. So this is why it's more of an informational video today, instead of showing you all these kind of features off. It's not been well received. If I'm perfectly honest, there's been a lot of kind of, you know, backlash, I think, from releasing 5.3 2 months later. And actually, to be honest, I'm in that camp. Because there's been a lot of issues with 5.2, you know, just a lot of breakage, a lot of bugs. And here we are getting a new preview of all these new features, and we didn't even get a fix for a lot of the issues that were in 5.2. Now, you can't see these comments because it's quite small on the right-hand side here. I'll read a couple out, shall I? Top comment, William Minar. Awesome. Did you maybe fix the nanite foliage with water plugging issue where the trees fly away? Excuse me. Just a brilliant first comment, let's be honest. Yeah, no fix for that, I guess. Didn't even know that was a thing. There you go. Didn't we just get 5.2? I can't keep up. Great, but I usually will continue working 4.27. That's fair enough. That was fast. Let's have a look. Some good things, awesome, you know, again, so quick. I can't see all the comments. There was more. Let's see if we can find all of them, all comments. There we go. And let's see. I'm sure there was more. Maybe this is a different post. Oh Lord, it's coming. You know, this isn't the right post. There was another post I found that was shared within the UE community that just, it wasn't great. I saw a lot more than this. I'm going to give it a like anyway. I'm happy that, you know, they're improving and adding things to it. But we're going to go look into this and sort of see what the updates are, see what we're getting, see if they talk of any fixes as well for some of the stuff. One major one I've come across is the bug with retargeting animations to new skeletons, especially from UE4 to UE5. I had it in the tutorial recently, the FPS 5.2 tutorial. Don't worry, we're not moving to 5.3 just yet. We've only just started this tutorial, but, you know, go and check it out and give it a little like and leave a comment.
Do it!
Shameless plug. So it'd be interesting to see if they fix the issue with the animation retargeting. As I was saying, I found it in the FPS 5.2 reboot series I'm doing, where the UE4 animations that are being sold on the marketplace for money can't seem to retarget in 5.2, whereas it could in 5.1. So I'm not sure what happened, what they've changed in 5.2 that has kind of broken that link between the Manny and the Quinn skeletons compared to the UE4 mannequin. Whatever's happened there is a bit of a break. I don't know, but we'll have a look and see what they say for 5.3. I'm interested. I'm excited. We'll go in with you know, an open mind. So here we are, 5.3. This has been put up in the dev community. So this is kind of just explaining what they are adding to 5.3. There is a roadmap, so we'll have a look at that as well. So we can download this over on the Epic Games Launcher, the GitHub, or on Linux. So you can download it now and play around with it and sort of get a feel for it. Let me know if you do decide to download it and how that went for you. I'm very interested to see. I can't imagine it's going to be perfect, but who knows. So Unreal Engine 5.3 continues to refine the workflows and capabilities of its core features, such as Lumen, Nanite, path tracing, and beyond. With this release, these rendering features provide more control over performance and yield better looking results. Users will see reductions in build times with multi-process cook, improving the ability to iterate more quickly on projects. Now that's interesting because one thing that's been an issue for Unreal for a long time is things like build times and those cook times. Rendering as well as in general tends to take quite a long time. At least I find that does, unless you have like a ridiculously overpowered PC. I find the general consensus is you're in for a long wait. So be interesting to see how that affects things going forwards. There's also a number of new experimental features with volumetric rendering. Users can now create volumetrics such as smoke and fire directly inside Unreal. I'm pretty sure we could do that anyway. Alongside a skeletal editor for in-engine weight and skinning work. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Unreal Engine 5.3 introduces full support for orthographic rendering, useful for architecture and manufacturing visualizations and stylistic game projects. Interesting, Ringmon. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. An improved cloth tooling with the panel cloth editor and ML cloth. For a more complete list of features, go to the roadmap. Okay, there's quite a lot there to unpack. Volumetric rendering using for things like smoke and fire. That's kind of interesting. I wonder how that's going to work because, you know, we can already create smoke and fire effects using sort of nanite and whatever it's called, the particle system. So interesting to kind of see what that adds, because I mean, you know, we can get some pretty realistic looking fire and smoke as it is. And what else? I mean, the other thing that comes to mind is sort of like things like waterfalls and that sort of thing. So that'd be kind of interesting to play around with. A skeletal editor for in-game weight and skinning work. That's kind of interesting. I want to look more into that because I'm not 100% sure what that means, but I'm looking forward to it. Orthographic rendering, useful for architectural manufacturing visuals. Again, that's kind of being targeted at a specific demographic, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's got to be for architectural work. I mean, just creating video game levels, that's kind of architectural work, so that, you know, could be useful in that sense as well. And manufacturing visualizations and stylistic games projects. So again, I'm interested to see how that ties in. And the cloth tool, that could be quite cool too, giving you the option to sort of edit cloth in-house. That would be very useful and powerful tool as well to take away from this. Before we get in the roadmap, let's see what everyone's comments are. Great, now I have 9 Unreal Engines in my computer. Uninstall some. What is wrong with you? You don't have to have 9. And no wonder 4 terabyte SSD will be the norm. Yeah, God, we're going to be doing some upgrades to our builds. Buys to Incredibuild. Okay, I don't know. I think they meant you surely must have a lot of space there. Let me pour another coffee. I'm still learning 5.2. Vigorously pours a lot. We'll wait on this one. Yeah, probably still on 5.1. Probably a good idea. Anonymous explains mesh is working in the release. For anyone experimenting with the new orthographic rendering feature, I found that you still will not see shadows in the viewport and must pie using a pawn with an orthographic camera. Interesting. So already there's some... Okay. Ah. Very interesting. Okay. Someone's already testing this out. I mean, Jesus, this was... When did they put this up? 4 hours ago. So an hour... It dropped an hour... 5 hours ago and 4 hours... So literally an hour later, they've already started testing out. That's brilliant. Will there be documentation on how to use the sparse volume textures? But in 5.3 is also included the reading of GTFT. Okay. I think I saw that comment actually put on the Facebook thing. So that's interesting. They haven't replied to that yet. Okay, so let's have a look at the roadmap. So kind of interesting. No talks of any bug fixes or anything like that. Okay. Now, I'm not going to go too far into any of this stuff. I'll leave that for you guys to check out and go through yourselves. But this is kind of their roadmap for 5.3. So this is kind of all the stuff they're looking to add into 5.3, I assume. I wonder if they actually managed to do everything for 5.2. I don't know. I mean, most of this came out of the box. Yeah, I mean, half these features they're adding, I didn't even use. Like, yeah, it's a bit ridiculous. But obviously, they're going to be continuing to develop Nanite Lumen. That was kind of always a given. This orthographic rendering, you see it in a lot of games at the moment. That kind of 2D, 3D world representation. So again, it's not shocking to see this kind of make its way into the Unreal Engine. Sparse volume textures, yes. Path tracer. I mean, a lot of this stuff, you know, makes sense to see. Hair, interesting. Wonder if that's coming under the cloth cloth segment they're adding in. That's kind of interesting. That'd be cool. Temporal super resolution. Wow. Okay. Render source viewer. Interesting. Okay. So lots of kind of nanite landscape. Now that's something I am interested in. Get those a lot higher quality landscapes. That would be kind of cool. Lots of generic kind of stuff being added in here. You know, as I say, have a look in it for yourselves. I mean, the roadmaps got an absolute ton for 5.3. Wow. There is a lot in here. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that kind of small objects world partition support. Now that's huge. That's pretty cool. That will massively improve world partition support. That's crazy. Something I need to look at going forward as well. They're adding modeling workflows in. You know, fluid dynamic Niagara. Yeah, it's all pretty standard. Oh, here you go. Chaos Panel Cloth Editor. This is what I was looking for. So the Chaos Panel Cloth Editor Foundation. It's an experimental feature, of course. They always add that in for anything that's new. Chaos Cloth for UE5 includes the addition of an experimental cloth editor. This new editor has been expanded with a more evolved optional type of simulation constraint. Long term, we are hoping to get 2 applications out of this editor, real time, and also a more VFX orientated application. The way you'll set up the cloth will dictate how fast versus how precise you want the simulation to be. Okay. Cool. Okay. I mean, you know, promising. Sounds good. And then obviously you've got the Chaos ML cloth that they spoke about. Cloth simulation can be too expensive for many use cases. Artists, engineers, and game designers need alternative, less expensive runtime solutions to mimic cloth simulation, especially for tighter fitted clothes. Currently, this requires a tedious process of hopping back and forth between DCC to simulate and importing results back into the engine. Into engine.
What did he say?
Into the engine, into engine. Okay. Utilizing the Existence ML deformer in engine. The previous method involved simulating cloth in the experiment. Okay, I'm not going to read all through this. There's a lot of stuff here. Have a look through and let me know what you guys think. What are you excited about via 5.3? I mean, I think it's too early. 2 months later after 5.2, I think it's ridiculously fast. And considering we have quite a few bugs in 5.2, I've had a few other people explain stuff that they you know is just broken compared to, you know, earlier versions of the engine, and I think in all honesty they should have done a 5.21 or 5.2.1 where they fixed a lot of the issues before moving out to 5.3, because if they haven't fixed a lot of the issues that we've experienced in 5.2 so far, and now they've rolled out 5.3. We're just asking for more issues. I'd much rather they take their time. I think 2 months is too short. I think they should have, like with 5.1, taken another 6 months. You know, what are we trying to do here? Get to UE6 by end of 2024? There's just no need, right? There's just no need for this quick of a release. And there's so many features they've added here from 5.2 to 5.3 that in 2 months' time, it just, I don't know, it worries me to say the least. And I love Unreal Engine. It's my go-to engine. I'm not bad-mouthing the Unreal guys. You know, I use it every day. And I wouldn't pick any other engine. You know, that's just me personally. So I'm not going anywhere Unreal. Don't put me on your blacklist for saying this stuff. I just don't need them to speed through these updates this quickly. There's just no need for it. Fix some of the bugs, fix the issues that we have within the engine currently, and then roll us out 5.3. There's just, you know, I can just see a lot of this stuff being broken or finding new bugs of already working stuff, you know, and just having issues. But let me know what you think in the comments below. If you agree with me, disagree with me, or what you're looking forward to, or do you think they did it too early? You know, let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. As I say, a little bit of an informational thing, just showing you some of the stuff from 5.3. As I say, rolled out 5 hours ago. So go and check it out. Let me know what you think. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. It's free to do. You can always change your mind down the line. And I will see you all in the next episode. Much love. Take care. Bye.